Hey, what's up guys, Thomas for J here today, and in this video I'm going to talk about all of the clues and speculations of all the things, subtracts that Ed over the years, clues and references for subtracts. So for example, at the start of it is going to be his tattoo, and then Ed talking about in 2015 in an interview in Texas, I think Dallas, Texas, I'm not sure. And yeah, let's go on with them clips right now, where Ed's got his, I think the title was in either 2011 or 2012, and then Ed talking about the album Subtracts in 2015. Let's go.
Are minus and divided or divide like off the table, or are those too reductive, or
they're the two choices. That's the thing. They're the two choices, but I don't know what direction the album's going to go in yet. Because every title has its own theme. Yeah. So Multiply was called Multiply because it made everything that was on Plus bigger, from the venues to the songs to the radio play to the sales. So I don't know what the theme of the next album is yet because I haven't made it, but I've written songs.
I wasn't sure because both first album and second album imply a certain amount of growth, and both minus and divide are sort of reducing. I don't know if you'd be worried about that.
No, because it depends which way you looked at them. Like my idea for Subtract was to not have anything on it, just be an acoustic record. So not necessarily say, I'm going to take away from my fan base, but rather than take away from the music. So that was not the music, of the production. So yeah, it's those themes are not necessarily negative ones.
Right.
Is it bad news if I say my next album's minus?
It won't be called minus. It won't be called minus. It won't be called minus.
This is 2017. Whilst he hasn't confirmed what the fourth release will be called, when asked by a tabloid about whether it will be named Subtracts, Ed reportedly said with a smile, "It's within that vein. It's just got to be, hasn't it? The track list for the fourth album Subtracts. Of course, the album not due to be released for a while yet. We don't have any specific tracks named, but Ed has been talking about the process of recording them. Speaking to one tabloid about the release of the Sheeran singer revealed, I've been working on this one since the same time as Plus. Every year I write a song that will go on it. So I have about 6, 7 at the moment." This was 2017, guys. Yep, this is 2017, guys, where Ed said 6 or 7 songs at the moment, and been working on the same time as Plus, and pretty much I think Ed wrote 1 song a year for Subtract, but it all could change. The track list would be so much different now. It's 2022. 2017 was 5. I can't believe 2017 was 5 years ago. It's just mind blowing, isn't it? But yeah, that's information right there about that. Ed's been doing this one since the first one, which is exciting because we could get so many songs for Subtracts. So many songs for Subtracts, and I can't wait. Maybe there could be back to the 12 songs on normal, and then 4 extra songs on the deluxe. I don't know, guys. I do not know. Or a massive lo-fi album, that 20 songs or so. But it's exciting, guys. It's exciting times coming for Subtracts. Also, in the perfect music video, where you can see literally all of Ed's albums, and especially the Subtract symbol right there. Right there. Ed's been playing the Easter eggs ever since Perfects, and also here as well on Ed's helmet as well, which is amazing. Also, the next 2 clips that I'm going to show you guys is from, I actually did put them on a video in March of 2019 where Ed was on the George Ezra podcast, back in February 2018, where Ed literally talks about Subtract, where it is a lo-fi acoustic record that he effing loves, guys, which of course Ed is on about Subtracts. And it was about to be, Subtracts was about to come first, but of course it was equals. But we know that Subtracts now is the last album to come out in the mathematical series. And also the second clip is Anne-Marie, the mug herself, literally teasing Subtracts. And also I loved about this one, it is a white Easter egg, guys. it is a white Easter egg, and I love the Ed Sheeran Easter eggs in it. And also the red Easter egg as well. It says 5 on the Easter egg. But I do think that red 5 Easter egg is to symbolise equals. No one knew equals was going to be a thing then, because we was all expecting to subtract. But yeah, that was around 2018, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it was a Samsung Galaxy S10 advert where Anne-Marie's in it with Ed Sheeran specific Easter eggs of plus, multiply, divide, subtracts, and a red 5, which I think the red 5 indicates equals. And yeah, I'm going to play them for you guys right now. Let's roll them.
Next record that I'm making is like not a pop album, and the reason it's not a pop album is people expect you to come and the next album they're going to be like, well, it has to be bigger than Shape of You and it has to sell more than this, it has to do that, and I'm like, well, if I control it and I'm like, here's a lo-fi record that I really fucking love, my fans are going to be like, yay, and the pop world are going to be like, oh, well, maybe the next one, and then on the next album. So if I go from, because Plus has done like 10 million, Multiply's done like 15, Divide should do about 17, 18, and if the next one does 2 or 1 or like 500,000, it's not a failure because I've made an album that I'm not trying to get there, so it's not a failure. No one's going to be like, that's a flop. It's just that's what he wants to do, and then if I have an album that does around that, and then the next record does like
about my life
Subtract, maybe?
Yes, guys, subtract, maybe. You know, that was the end, or spoiler warning, that was the end of the Songwriter movie, which was amazingly directed by Ed's cousin, cameraman, Murray Cummings. Yeah, credits to Murray there for, filming the entire film, Songwriter, which was amazing. Subtract, maybe. And also, it was late 2018, I believe this was. Ed was painting something yellow. Could this potentially maybe be the Subtract cover in late 2018? Like, if this is the cover of Subtract back in, like, Ed painting the like the same type of paint as Divide, like in a. Like, I cannot wait to see the official cover of Subtract. Hopefully, like, this is the official. Ed was painting the official Subtract cover, and yeah, it looks amazing. If Ed did paint the Subtract cover then in late 2018. On credits to Decoy Studios first. So in 2020, it says on the door, Subtract Sessions Lockdown 2020. Ed, throughout lockdown, Ed's been working on Subtract and Equals throughout lockdown, of course, but it literally says Subtract Sessions. Lockdown Sessions, pretty much, yes. In 2020, it says Ed, Cherry, Kev, Fred, again. I kinda, like, literally, right there, Subtract Sessions. Lockdown 2020. I'm feeling nostalgic when it says Lockdown 2020, yes. Yeah, Subtract. A bit of Subtract was recorded at Decoy Studios, where Ed lives in Suffolk as well. That's where Ed recorded a bit of Divide as well. Worked with multiple artists there like Wanna K-Rock, I believe Maisie Peters as well. Yeah, Subtract Sessions, Lockdown 2021. And also 2021 now, here we go. Literally the Ipswich Town sponsorship on the 6th of May last year. Literally, Ipswich Town just drops this as their sponsor. The Mathematics Store, which of course has officially started on Sunday night at Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. Literally the Mathematics Store, Ed Sheeran sponsorship of like the striped Subtract logo looks amazing, guys. Like, over the years I've been theorizing Subtract for 4 years now, and the official logo for Subtracts has been officially been confirmed by Ipswich Town. Like, what? The official Subtracts logo, which looks amazing. I cannot wait to see the official logo on the album cover whenever Subtracts comes out, and I cannot wait for Subtract, guys. So on the 13th of June 2020, I made an Instagram post on my fan page. We are Ed Sheeran. I said this: Ed, I know you are lurking on Instagram like a vampire does. Laughing face, laughing face. But these are questions everyone is asking. What album will Bad Habits be on? Subtracts or equals? Also, will Subtracts come first, then equals, or equals then Subtracts? Also, will Subtracts and equals come at exactly the same time to be a double album? Thank you. P.S. This is Thomas Roger. Ed Sheeran replied back. You will never believe this, but Ed literally replied back like, I think you know the answer to the question, but you haven't come to terms with it yet. But the answer is in your question. Hope that helps. Winky face. And then about, oh, and hi Thomas, love your vids. Hi Ed, how you doing? Hope you're doing alright, Ed. Yeah. So yeah, guys. Right there, you know, Ed literally replied back to that Subtracts post right there. Me personally. Well, he has commented on a couple of others, but yeah. I think you know the answer to the question, but you haven't come to terms with it yet. We've come to terms with some of them, because of course Bad Habits was on equals. Equals came first out of Subtract and equals. It wasn't a double album, but it will feel like a double album because, you know, I'll get to that bit later on in the video of where Ed was promoting the Australia and New Zealand dates. That Ed said he'll release the next album before he goes to Australia and New Zealand next year. But yeah, that's it. And also at the start of the Bad Habits music video, you can literally see an equals and a Subtract logo as well. Like right there, guys. You know the order: equals and then Subtract. Right there in the Bad Habits music video. Right there, another Easter egg from Ed. Right there. I cannot wait for Subtract, guys, and yeah. So the next clip is Ed playing at HMV Coventry last August, and he said this about Afterglow, which is very interesting, and I'll play the clip right now.
But anyway, I put this song out at Christmas. I wrote this. This was actually originally meant to be the final song of what is now going to be the next album. Not this album coming. There's basically a few albums coming.
Yeah, so I'm going to basically... this album comes out this Friday, and then I'll release a repackage of this album with like 10 more songs next year, and then either the end of next year or the year after there'll be a completely new album.
So yeah, guys, from that last clip there where Ed was on an Italian interview, that the next album will either come out this is October 2021, just before Equals, and Ed said the next album will come out either next year or the year after. At the end of next year, meaning the end of 2022, or the year after, meaning 2023, maybe, potentially. Who knows, guys? And also, speaking of Italy, a song, what Ed said it was on an Italian interview on a website. I don't speak Italian. A song called Italia could potentially maybe be the last song on Subtract. Right here, guys, you know. Credits to Irish Cheerio for saying on her Instagram. I did see it on Twitter about Italia, but I just couldn't find it for this video. But I cannot wait to hear Italia. I do think it's going to be just a stripped back song about his love for Italy. You know, like of course Ed's got a place out in Italy now, and Ed's been learning Italian very well. Like I think during 2020 lockdown, he had some Italian lessons. Buongiorno, salute. I do think the entire song Italia is going to be fully in Italian, like Ed did with Andrea Bocelli with the Perfect Symphony and Amo Soltanto Te, where he sung a bit in Italian, but an entire song in Italian on the song Italia, on the last song of Subtract. And I cannot wait to hear that song, guys. Woo, I cannot wait to hear Italia. Maybe potentially it'll be out on Subtract, the last song on Subtract. And yeah, and also the next clip is gonna be that Ed saying the next album is very, 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 very acoustic on a Spanish interview, Los Forte. Yeah, right for you now.
The next album is going to be very, 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 very acoustic. I feel like there's a certain faction of my fan base where that will make them really happy. But yeah, hopefully you guys play it.
I totally forgot to say the Overpass Graffiti music video where it literally has a yellow outline with the subtracts thing. And also the next clip is from a podcast, a Spotify podcast, where Ed literally talks about all of his plans pretty much. So from like Subtract's about to be a lo-fi acoustic, Equals is about to be the last one. But yeah, I'll show it now, guys. Yes, let's go.
And then there was going to be a stripped back acoustic album, which was meant to be the next one, but this is now the next one. And then Equals was going to be the end of the equation with every aspect of all the albums in it. So that,
cool.
And I was like, that's my next 10 years planned out. And it's now been 10 years. And in between, I was going to do a number 6 collaborations project. In between the next one, I'll probably do a number 7. Like, I planned it out.
Also, the next couple of videos, Ed saying that Subtracts will be released before Ed goes on tour in Australia and New Zealand next year. So so we are expecting Subtract to come out from now up until February 2023. I think personally it will be out in December of 2022. Why? Because of Afterglow, the 2-year anniversary of Afterglow. Maybe potentially that, of course, Afterglow came out on the 21st of December 2020. The Afterglow acapella came out, Church Acapella came out in 21st of December 2021. Might as well come out in December 2022 Subtracts, and maybe potentially Afterglow could be on Subtracts. I don't know, guys. But I'm saying maybe potentially on the 2nd of December 2022. I don't know why, but I'm just saying that date. And yeah, I'll play them clips for you now.
If this is a culmination of all your records, does that make it the end of the maths era for you? Because I was really hoping the next album might be called Square Root.
No, that's good. And by the time I'm out in Australia, the final puzzle piece chapter will be out.
Obviously, the tour is called the Mathematics Tour. Maths has featured very heavily in your albums for such a long time. How obscure are the mathematics symbols going to get as you keep making albums? Are we going to have?
No, that's it. That's it. There's only 5. and the other one will be out before I come to New Zealand to do the tour.
Oh, great.
So when Ed was in Ireland last week, it was at Whelan's bar. Literally, Ed had yellow shoes on and a larger sized Loudon guitar on him. So maybe potentially the shows near the end of the Mathematics tour will be like that, just in a fully acoustic show. No loop pedal, no band, just Ed and a guitar. With the last Mathematics shows where Ed said he was going to subtract the shows from stadiums to churches and bars and that pretty much. Yes, shoes, larger, loud and guitar in a pub pretty much, yeah. And also, on the first nights of the Mathematics tour, Ed was literally wearing so many Subtract things. So, the Mathematics t-shirt, the Mathematics Hoax t-shirt, Hoax times Ed Sheeran, I'll call that. Literally, there's a yellow Subtract symbol on the t-shirt, guys. Literally, we know now that Subtract is practically confirmed to be yellow. Practically confirmed to be a yellow Subtract symbol, which I cannot wait for, guys. I cannot wait for all the theories. Well, we knew that Subtract was going to be yellow because of everything that we've done this time. Yes, will be yellow, and also literally, I was wearing a custom pair of shoes as well, which has got yellow in it and a Subtract sign on it as well, a yellow Subtract sign, and also a belt, literally like a Louis Vuitton belt with a Subtract symbol on it, and all of his other album covers as well. Album symbols as well, with their represented colours as well, yes. yeah, that's about it, this video, guys. This is going to be a long video of all these subtracks, clues and Easter eggs over the years. Yep, and I cannot wait for subtracks to potentially come out. I do think, like I said earlier, in December 2022, because of course we've got the Equals repackage coming in around September, and then the J Balvin collabs project with Ed as well, around very soon, guys. I believe maybe May or June, or maximum July, which I do think that'll be released then, and then Equals repackage September, and then Subtracks December 2022. That it's got multiple projects coming this year, and I cannot wait, guys. I cannot wait. And if you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about all the small details about Subtracks over the years, please like, comment, subscribe, and I've worked so hard on this video. And yeah, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace. Subtracks is coming. I can feel it.